Hey everyone! HANSAmed has put together yet another educational biobrief. This biobrief is specific to dental professionals looking to save time, cut costs, and be safe during surgery throughout the pandemic. This webinar will talk primarily about the need for Omnia kits in a dental clinic. We will then jump into details about Omnia, making them who they are. And we'll finish off with some key opinion leaders that have used Omnia and will not use anything else during their surgical procedures. Okay, here we go. Do you ever dread your surgical setup? Maybe because it's time-consuming, inconsistent, and overall expensive. Today's biobrief will help mold your opinions and open your mind to a new, safe, consistent, and inexpensive solution to make your surgical setup easier. Thanks to our new, odds are your assistant may not have enough time to do this properly. We want to support you and prevent you from cutting corners by making your job that much easier. HANSAmed staff are trained and have a unique eye for what your dental clinic needs in terms of a surgical setup. Our combined experience of over 50 years in a clinical setting help us help you. Your focus should be on patient safety, infection prevention and control, and of course, not breaking the bank. HANSAmed can support you in enforcing this. We heard the need for clinics across Canada, desperate to find an inexpensive, convenient solution. With a big help from our international Italian partners at Omnia, we can fulfill these needs of dental professionals by providing not only a product, but a promise to simplify surgical essential needs. Since the coronavirus, the focus of the clinic has shifted to infection control, which is the right thing to do. All procedures are considered risky, more than before. So let's work together to keep the focus on infection control and being resourceful. How long does it take a dental assistant on a regular day to order supplies? How about to set up the operatory for surgery? What about a procedure that's not surgery? Thanks to COVID and many other communicable diseases, we are treating all procedures as if they are high-risk surgical procedures. When prepping for any kind of dental surgery, dental assistants are responsible for many things, including the operatory setup. Following their specific duty of keeping the patient, themselves, and their doctor safe, help keep the surgery on time, and to know the patients and procedures ahead of time, they have to be steps ahead to avoid falling behind. By acquiring HANSAmed Surgical Essentials, we can assist the assistant. If we can assist the assistant, odds are there will be more time for patient focus. We can't always see cross-contamination, but that doesn't mean that it's not there. It's best practices to deliver universal precaution because if saliva and other microorganisms were red, for example, cross-contamination would be visible, making it easy to clean. If we can see the mess, we can clean the mess. But because saliva and other microorganisms are not visible, we must prepare by using barriers, as well as gowning and draping the op, patient, and clinicians. In doing this, we can ensure infection prevention and control. Let's take a second to recognize why it's so important to set up for a surgical procedure. As you already know, in order to provide a safe environment for patients and surgeons, there needs to be a high barrier effect as well as comfort during the whole surgical procedure. By investing in a top quality surgical setup, we are preventing cross-contamination, enforcing infection prevention and control, promoting patient and clinic safety, as well as lead in an ethical obligation. Dressing or donning for a surgical procedure is a very particular task. It includes a non-sterile assistant to dress the sterile assistant and the sterile assistant to dress the sterile doctor. Surgical gowns come in surgical folding, which help avoid contamination. All operators must wear goggles, breathable cap, and a mask. From the moment that the sterile pack is open to when the patient is seated, it's important that the doctor and the sterile assistant remain untouched. As part of the new, we are asked to enforce a vacant operatory for 15 minutes to 1 hour between each patient when aerosols are being used. This is, of course, dependent on the clinic's HVAC system and the provincial regulations. This is a big part of the day that the team can't spend in the operatory to set up or stock up. For major surgeries, implants, and other major procedures, there's a lot of setup required, and that takes time. Would you be opposed to skipping a step? Technically, we are not helping you skip a step, but we are helping you combine a step. Omnia's story began in 1990 with a commitment to fight against cross-contamination. Omnia has a solid history of developing, manufacturing, and selling innovative, sterile, and disposable surgical products. These products are specifically designed to meet the demanding requirements of dental surgery. The company's extensive product line is highlighted by the FDA. Omnia procedure sets are practical, compact, and ready to use. They contain all of the disposable items a surgical team would require for many different operations. With Omnia being such a prestigious international company, HANSAMed couldn't resist this partnership. HANSAMed thrives on bettering the lives of dental patients, and sometimes that means thinking outside the box, or in this case, quite far outside our country. HANSAMed is a very exclusive company that prides themselves for being different than any other distribution company. We saw a light in Omnia that we knew could help our Canadian dentists in the fight against cross-contamination. Cross-contamination is a main focus and priority during this pandemic, and this is where Omnia and HANSAMed can help. SteriPack is an alternative to Omnia. You get the same contents, same quality, same look and feel of Omnia, but we created this line exclusively for HANSAMed. At the end of the day, you are looking for a sterile surgical pack that will keep you and your clinic safe, and SteriPack and Omnia can help get you there. Omnia products are designed to ensure the protection, hygiene, and cleanliness of the operator, the patient, and the instruments in the operating room. Many benefits are linked to the Omnia surgical kits. From gowns to drapes, from start to finish, HANSAMed's Surgical Essentials will help you maintain a safe, clean, and sterile environment. HANSAMed's Surgical Essentials contain anything and everything you need for surgery. If HANSAMed's pre-assembled kits don't meet your standards, set up a free consultation for a customized kit with one of our professional brand ambassadors. Our brand ambassadors are trained specifically in this area to support your needs. Let's conclude our webinar with a few comments from international dental professionals. These 3 European doctors will not settle for anything less than that top European quality. Throughout their clinical day, Omnia kits and sets are used. Each doctor has more positive things to say than the next. Dr. Carteropoli says, preparing the surgical site has therefore become a fast, precise, and effective procedure carried out to perfection by the auxiliary personnel. This is one of the main goals of Omnia and HANSAMed. Thank you all for listening. We hope you've learned something new. Please check in soon for more educational webinars brought to you by HANSAMed.